my God, I do not know if you guys can see this, but it is starting to get gorgeous. I really don't think that this camera phone is doing justice to what I'm seeing out here. And I know if I'm amazed at this, I'm going to be totally on top of the world when I see the Grand Canyon for the first time. I mean, it's just becoming everything that I've been waiting to see on this trip as far as the tourist attraction stuff. So yeah, I was like, screw seeing stuff on Route 66. I need to go see my brother. So I got to spend New Year's Eve with my brother, and we got to talk and reconnect, and you know, it was very you know, a lot of mixed emotions, because you know, we always think about we always talk about what it would be like if we were raised together. And you know, we realize that there's not anything perfect in anyone's upbringing. So even though I was adopted and they wanted a better life for me, there's still things in my life that were not perfect. And I always, you know, fantasize, well, if my real parents raised me, it wouldn't be like this. But they have all their own set of problems. And you know, I'm just hoping that I can reconnect with my biological family now that both of my parents have passed. And I really don't feel like I have a lot of family at all. And I mean, I love my cousins, and I love the people that are in my adopted family. I've never thought of them as my adopted family ever. But now that I have kids and my kids have kids, I think about the future for them. And, you know, let's reconnect so that their kids and their kids' kids can still know where they came from and know what my biological history is. And you know, I have two family trees. I have a biological one, and I have a history of my parents that adopted me, and both have made me who I am. DNA and environment make you who you are. I know this for sure. There's so many things that I'm like my mother. There's so many things that my parents put into me that make me who I am. And I meet my biological family, and there's so many things that we are so much alike at that it's just you know, things that I'm naturally talented at. The way my personality is, all of that stuff, a lot of times comes from your biological family, because a lot of times you're born with a tendency to be outgoing or a tendency to be shy, or you're born with a talent for art and music, and some people are born with a talent for math and science. I think the dad that adopted me was more born for math and science. He was a military man, and he was in the Coast Guard for 34 years. He was in ROTC in high school. He was in the Navy. He was a police officer. He was in the Coast Guard. He worked in intelligence. That's probably why I never got away with anything when I was growing up. I swear, my mother could find me anywhere. It made me so mad. I'm like, we didn't even have cell phones then. Maybe a pager. I'm like, how did she find me? She had a tracking device. We didn't even have tracking devices then. mother that we shared was unable to take care of her properly. And so all three of us have just been through it. And I can't imagine to be in that much of an unstable environment to where, at least I had the fantasy of I'm adopted and I didn't have that direct rejection of, oh, well, my mom is just a mess up and is just not there for me. But she's across town and I get to visit her once a week. That would make me feel like crap, I think. But being adopted, and my biological parents told me they used that word around me from the time I was born. So when I was old enough to start understanding, I asked them, well, I'm adopted, what does that mean? And my mom said, well, you have two moms. You have one that gave birth to you and one that's raising you. And she didn't, back then they didn't say two dads. She never said two dads. I never even thought about, oh, wait, I have a dad? Wait, I have another. Just like, I don't know what I was thinking. That's what she told me. Then I thought I was so special. That's just how they made it to me, that I was a very special child because I was chosen and wanted, and I was a gift to them. So it made me feel like it was something special about me that I could be proud of. But if I had a mom or a dad that just couldn't take care of me or just couldn't get it together for me, and I, maybe was in foster care or something, that would have been horrible. I just can't imagine.
It's true, I'm a Rubik's, a beautiful mess.
95, I-17, State Route 89A.
Oh my God, first sign to Los Angeles! Oh my God, you're so close to me. I'm so happy. As soon as I get settled, you have to come see me. To bring the kids to the beach. Anytime. Even if I'm working, you guys can just entertain yourself. Oh my God. So excited. So this is where you live, huh? I can't say anything. Love you, bye. Oh my God, Zoe, Bigfoot is totally gonna get me. Bigfoot's gonna get me, Zoe. Oh my God. I can't see. Bigfoot's gonna get me. Oh, I better hurry up, but I can't lose these people there. I can't see. I'm probably missing such a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful scenery. That's the only thing. Emergency sirens. What's that sign about? Oh, don't lose me, people. Don't let me lose. Car on the side of the road. Oh my God. Why are you pulled over? There's no time to stop to look at anything. It's dark. Oh my God, get me there. Thank you, angels, for getting me here. Oh my God, that curve, that road was so windy. I was making U-turns. It was worse than the W road on Signal Mountain. Don't lose me, don't lose me. I gotta follow you or I can't see. Oh Lord, help me. Oh my God, we missed a baby fox on the road. Maybe if I go slow enough, we'll see another animal. Lock the door so Bigfoot can't get us. I cannot believe I have to drive this again. So I go night-night. Making me nervous. Okay, I'm gonna get out. I'm getting ready to get out and push the car. I'm so scared of driving on this thing. Good girl, Zoe. Go night-night. Oh my gosh, I wish I would have had my camera on. Baby fox is so cute. You're so little. I could have been a wolf. I think it was a fox. Well, the mom is somewhere around here. So I ain't getting out to pee, nothing. Oh my God. The bridge. I'm not about to drive off no side of no mountain. It's either drive an hour north and just stay at La Quinta, or Priceline had 0 pet-friendly hotels in Sedona. And the ones that I called that usually do take pets said, oh no, 30 pounds or under and 55, or no pets at all unless they're service dogs. first few calls, but you know, just a tiny bit insulted by Sedona right now. I booked a room at Hampton Inn, and while I'm waiting on the phone, they say, right next to all the best hiking trails. And I'm thinking, yay! Zoe and I get to go on a trail. You know, I'm getting excited. I'm like, it's going to be right there. They're like, right here, the most convenient hotel to these hiking trails. Blah, blah, blah. So I'm like, okay, so at least we'll get to do something that's very close to the hotel and is not going to cost money. And hopefully I'll get to see some things. At least look at the beautiful landscape. No dogs. How can you have no dogs at a at a hotel that is right off of hiking trails? Don't get it. I just knew that Sedona, there would just be dogs all over the place. Nope. No dogs all over the place. Maybe I don't really understand the culture of Sedona. There was a La Quinta in Sedona that I called and saw that it is now closed and is now Holiday Inn Express. They take dogs for a $55 charge, and they have to be under 30 pounds. I just kind of have a rebellion against having to pay an extra $55 or more a night to have my pet stay. I mean, first of all, I'm trying to find hotels around $100 or less. So that's like buying her, I might as well get her a hotel room by herself. I mean, that's a 50% onto my room. Yeah, I kind of have a rebellion against that. Whew. I'd rather not pay it and leave than at least be an hour closer to my destination, and I can see some things in Flagstaff. Oh, I just saw Bigfoot. You see that, Zoe? Tell me if you smell Bigfoot. I'm sure there'll be lovely tours in Flagstaff and blah, blah, blah. I still don't know where that little Indian city is. That you have to hike to for about an hour, and then when you go past that, there are waterfalls that are supposed to be healing. Where the two, oh, what's the story? The two, what are they called? The two elders, or the two old men, or whatever, look after the community. So as long as they stayed there and did not have electricity. I think they don't have any electricity running. I don't know. But as long as they don't have certain modernization there, that the others would protect the village. Boy, nothing scares me more than the woods at night. And driving on a mountain, the edge of a mountain, scares me even more. My top two fears put me in the middle of a city with crackheads and everything else. I will feel as safe as I can be. I used to live in the city and had to walk by them all the time. At least in the city, if anything happens, you can usually scream and somebody's going to call 911 or help you. Out here, there's nothing except for you and God and Zoe. Oh my God. Unbelievable. I was really looking forward to the UFO thing, guys. Sorry. Can't give you an update. Now, this whole trip has, from the very beginning, has just not even started the way that I wanted, from getting sick and packing. But I believe that everything is working out the way it is supposed to. And I did the most important things, which was visiting family and getting this far safely. And just the experience of driving and seeing, even from the highway, I can see the changes in landscape and stuff that I've never seen. I got to experience Amarillo and hang out with some horses and just see the beautiful countryside there. I did see some canyons there. It's the longest canyon in the U.S. I don't know if it's everywhere, but and that was beautiful. It's not the deepest, but it's the longest, and it was very beautiful. Okay, I want to see some more animals. Angels, can I see an animal without getting anybody hurt? Or scared? Oh, scared is okay. Is not getting anybody hurt? Oh, I'm getting tired. My skin is itching again. Maybe this is stress. Maybe it's not so much the weather change and the climate change. I mean, it's probably a combination of everything. But I've heard when you change climates like this, that it can really affect your skin, make your skin act weird. You have weird rashes and get itchy and great. Here comes the U-turn road. Oh my God. Nobody gets behind me because I will not go any faster. In a can't see over the edge. Oh God, help me, help me, help me, help me. If I could see over the edge and see really how high I am, oh God. I'd probably pull over and cry. Oh God, help me. Here we go again. Please don't let me have to drive a road like this in Flagstaff. Please. Oh God. It's gonna take me all night to get there. It'll take me 15 hours to get there. I feel like I can't drive it. Oh yeah, yeah. I can't see nothing. Big, huge old mountains. Okay. Any animals? Yep. I don't want to hit an animal. Just want to see one run across the road. We're sitting on this side of the road. Oh Lord, oh Lord, oh Lord, oh Lord. Here we go again. Oh God. 15 miles per hour for this freaking circle turn. God help me, God help me, God help me. I can't even see where I'm going. I cannot even see where I'm going more than 5 feet. Holy crap. When does it end? Holy crap. Are you kidding me? Oh my God, who made this road? Oh. Scenic view. I don't want to see scenic view. I'm trying not to look. I'm glad I can't see. Holy shit. Holy shit. That's the side of the mountain. Oh crap. Oh Lord. Oh my God. Okay. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. Please not another circle turn. Okay. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. Watch for ice? Oh, hell no. Yes. Oh, I get over. I get over. I can't get over too far. I'll go off the mountain. Oh Lord. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh, here comes another circle turn. 15 miles per hour. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Holy crap. Holy crap. Oh my God. Okay. That one wasn't as bad as the other one. Whew. Oh my God. There better not be ice on this road. What's the temperature? Oh. I don't think there's ice. Whew. My goodness. You see the full moon? Yeah. Oh, that's lovely. Oh my God. Help me. I feel claustrophobic outside of the city. I'm like, all the open space is closing in on me.